Hi everyone, this is Colleen Francis at Engage Selling Solutions. Thanks so much for joining me on today's Sales Leader Strategy. And today, I want to just talk to you quickly about your pipelines and the metrics in your pipelines, because we're noticing, and our clients are noticing, that there's still a fair bit of instability in the market. And if you're not paying attention to this, it can dramatically change your pipeline metrics, which can lead to disastrous results if you're not paying attention. And the key metric that people are noticing that's changing, that's having the biggest effect, negative effect if they're not careful on their pipeline, is the number of days opportunities are sitting in the pipeline. So what many of our clients are finding right now is their closing ratios aren't changing. In fact, they're not losing extraordinarily high amounts of business despite the instability in the market. And the average deal size and the average number of deals isn't changing. But what is changing is that number of days in the pipeline, and it's growing from 90 to 95, 100, 110, 120. And that can have a dramatic impact on your sales results if you're not paying attention. I mean, it doesn't seem like a big increase to go from 90 days to 100 days, but that's 10 extra days, which over the course of the year can mean the difference between hitting or not hitting your target. So I want you to pay attention to this often misunderstood or missed metric. People don't pay attention to it very often. They look at their closing ratio because that's the big one that everyone's excited about. But pay attention to this number and start to look if it's changed. If you can measure it against last year, I would do that because it will dramatically change how many opportunities need to be in the pipeline. If all of a sudden you found, as some of my clients did, that their opportunities are taking up to 3 months longer to close, it means we need to backfill that pipeline to have everything in it 3 months before the end of our fiscal year that we need in order to close the business. And that's potentially a 1/3 increase, 1/4 increase in the size of your pipeline. So take a look at that metric, measure what the net result is going to be over your sales velocity, and make the adjustments now, because if you wait until the second half of the year, it can be too late. Thanks so much for joining me on today's Sales Leader Strategy. For more in-depth discussions on topics just like these, you can visit us at engageselling.com and engage with us on our social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.